Hey guys, tonight we wander toward a towering medieval castle just as the last streaks of sunlight slide off its stone walls and into the quiet fields below. The air feels cooler than you expected, carrying the scent of damp earth and distant smoke, and you stand there squinting up at battlements that look like they were specifically designed to judge your modern life choices. You adjust your imaginary cloak, because obviously you're wearing one now, and consider the fact that without central heating, grocery stores, or indoor plumbing, you probably won't survive this. But relax. That's part of the charm, so before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe, but only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And while you're settling in, comment below with your location and the local time where you are right now. I love seeing where in the world you're listening from as we step into these old stone shadows together. Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You start down the worn dirt path that curves toward the castle hill. The ground beneath your boots is uneven, packed by years of hooves and cartwheels. Ahead, the castle rises from the earth like it grew there. Thick stone walls, square towers, narrow windows that look less like decoration and more like suspicion. This isn't a fairy tale palace. It's a fortress first, home second. One mainstream historical fact settles quietly into your mind. Medieval castles were primarily built for defense, not comfort. Their thick stone walls, often several meters wide, were meant to withstand siege weapons and invaders. Comfort came later, if it came at all. Below the castle, you see the village huddled close to the outer walls, as if hoping some of that protection might rub off. Small houses made of timber frames and rough stone lean slightly toward one another, their thatched roofs tinted gold in the fading light. Smoke curls upward from chimneys thin and blue against the purpling sky. You pass a wooden cart abandoned for the night, its wheels caked with dried mud. A wicker basket sits inside, half filled with onions and a few bruised apples. No one rushes to retrieve it. Twilight here is a signal. Work ends when the light does. As you approach the outer ditch and wooden palisade that guards the village perimeter, you hear the distant creak of the castle's great gate beginning to close. It's a low, heavy-grown wood and iron shifting against centuries of repetition. The sound travels across the hill like a warning and a lullaby at the same time. Scholars still argue whether most villagers felt genuine safety from the castle's presence or quiet resentment at the lord who controlled it. Standing here, watching the gate descend, you can imagine both. Protection often comes with taxes. A breeze brushes past you, tugging at your cloak. The temperature drops quickly now that the sun has slipped behind the horizon. Without electric light pollution, the sky deepens into a velvety indigo almost immediately. The first star appears, sharp and unapologetic. You glance back at the fields. A lone figure in a russet tunic guides a stubborn goat toward a small pen. The animal resists, hooves digging into the dirt. The man mutters something you can't quite hear. Livestock must be secured before full dark. Wolves and thieves both prefer the cover of night. An odd little detail flickers through your thoughts. In some medieval communities, people believed that twilight was a thin hour, when the boundary between the living and the unseen world weakened. Whether that meant spirits, fair folk, or simply bad luck depended on where you stood. Either way, lingering outside after dusk wasn't encouraged. You continue uphill toward the castle's shadow. The stone walls loom higher with every step. You notice how few windows there are, and how narrow they seem. Arrow slits, not picture frames. Their purpose is clear. At the base of the gatehouse, two guards stand with spears resting against their shoulders. Their tunics are dyed a deep indigo, the fabric thick and practical. Iron helmets catch the last glint of light. One of them glances at you with mild suspicion, the way someone might look at a stray cat deciding whether it belongs. Torches are being lit along the inner wall. The flames sputter at first, then steady, casting warm halos against cold stone. The contrast is striking. Orange firelight against gray rock. It almost feels cozy, until you remember that those same walls are designed to repel attackers. You step under the archway just before the heavy wooden gate thuds into place behind you. The sound echoes through the courtyard, low and final. You are inside now. The courtyard smells of hay, leather, and smoke. A stable boy in a saffron-colored tunic leads a horse toward shelter, its breath visible in the cooling air. Wooden buckets are stacked near a well. A pair of iron tongs rests on a low stone ledge beside a brazier where embers glow faintly. You tilt your head up toward the keep, the central tower rising from the heart of the castle. Its silhouette cuts cleanly against the darkening sky. This is where the lord and his family sleep, where decisions are made, where warmth is slightly more reliable. Another historical truth settles in. Despite their grandeur, medieval castles were often cold and drafty. Large fireplaces helped, and tapestries were hung along walls to reduce drafts, but insulation, as you know, it did not exist. Stone absorbs the day's chill and releases it slowly into the night. You rub your hands together instinctively. The warmth of the torches doesn't reach far. Shadows pool in corners of the courtyard, thick and inky. Somewhere above, a shutter slams closed. A bell rings once from within the castle chapel. Soft, measured. A signal that evening prayers will begin soon. The sound is gentle, but it carries authority. You wander toward the inner doorway leading into the great hall. The wooden doors are slightly ajar, and golden light spills out across the stone threshold. Laughter drifts through, along with the scent of roasted meat and fresh bread. Behind you, beyond the walls, the village settles into near darkness. Small fires flicker inside modest homes. Families gather close, sharing warmth in single-room spaces with packed earth floors and rough beams overhead. Here inside the castle, life continues a little brighter, a little louder. You pause at the entrance, balanced between two worlds. The poor clustered in smoky cottages below, and the wealthy preparing their evening meal above thick stone foundations. The night is just beginning, and you somehow are standing right in the middle of it.